Now, it's a bit like Back to the Future on the show right now, because Matt Porter has just come in on a hoverboard. Good morning.
Morning.
And James Hazel, a big fan of Back to the Future, has just come in as well. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, stranger. How
Thank
are
you. Well, you know, I'm getting there slowly.
Good old boy.
Getting there slowly. It's
Good old
still
boy.
not completely gone, but, you know, I can't sit at home watching Judge Rinder all day.
No, no. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Why is it on Children in Need Day, we start the day, Italy George, right?
Yeah.
And the breakfast show.
Yeah.
They're out in a restaurant having breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Leslie Dolphin in the afternoon at Ipswich Town in the big restaurant there with tea, cakes and all this
I know
kind of
where
stuff.
this is going, yeah.
And there am I, Friday morning, standing in the middle of the Suffolk show in November in the showground there.
And I'll be...
waiting for a cow to poo.
Yeah.
And you're out washing cars with
I'm
Simon
washing
Waugh.
cars in the freezing cold and the soaking
How
wet.
has this happened?
I don't know, Mark. How has this happened? You tell me. I thought you might have a better idea than me on this one. No, it'd be great fun.
They all seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, it'd be great fun.
Yeah. How much to do me van?
Oh, now I see. We could give you a special discount.
Could you?
Because I think as the cars get older, the cheaper it should be. I don't know if that's going to work like that on the day. So yours, you'd have to pay. Well, we pay you basically.
My kind of car wash.
Yeah.
What have you got today then?
Today we are back in the day. Hits and headlines. We'll be back 91 and 1977, and that was a great year. The year of Star Wars and several others.
Yeah.
On the mixtape today, David Clayton, our new boss, temporary boss, is he's revealing quite a lot. Actually,
is he?
He is, yeah. So that'll be fascinating. Choosing the tunes as well. The mystery voice is new, and Simon's on the TV review, telling us what we should have watched but probably didn't. I probably did because I just watched everything that I could find in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
it is quite soul destroying sometimes, isn't it?
Bit.
There's only so much you can...
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I found it entirely fascinating an exercise.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm Jeremy Kyle's biggest fan.
No.
But
People say to me when I'm off, they say,
warmed.
you should really listen to the radio. And I was like a busman's holiday.
Yeah, well, exactly.
If you work in a factory, do you go for a picnic in the grounds?
And it kind of upsets you that you're not on the radio when you should be, and you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself. So, yeah.
But welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Good luck Friday.
So that's all from 12 today.
Leslie's here at 2, and she'll be hearing some good news about Rodney the Raft Spider. Her guest on the sofa has a fascinating tale about tracing her dad's story. Janet Denny was born on the day he died. The build-up to Children in Need continues with more news of where the money is spent. Plus, Foz here at 5. A couple of weeks back, Foz paid a visit to Abbey Road Studios in London to have a chat with a man who's recorded a lot of music there down the years, Chris Rea. You can hear their conversation on tonight's Drive Time. He was the very first celebrity I ever interviewed.
Chris Rea?
No, he's drummer.
Oh, sorry.
Close enough. That was nearly a celebrity.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, this is Matt Porter. Hello there.
Hello there. How are you?
You've come in on your hoverboard.
I have. I've come in on a...
They don't actually hover, though, do they?
No, they don't actually have a name either. No one has actually decided what to call them. They are a self-balancing two-wheeled board.
Thank you.
Which...
But you balanced it very well. I was impressed, actually.
Well, I might have done now, but it takes about 15 minutes to get a hang of. It's quite quick. Probably helps if you are used to riding a bike or something that requires balance.
So these are the things that we see the kids on. It's a bit like one of those Segways, but without the bit to hold on to.
That's right, yeah.
So it's like a skateboard.
Yeah, it's two wheels arranged side by side, joined by two small platforms, which is what you put each foot on. But they're independent. It's not a solid single base or platform you're standing on.
Okay.
They are actually pivots. They pivot. So what happens is you use that pivoting to control it. So if you tilt forwards, it will move forwards. If you tilt backwards, it will move backwards. If you tilt forwards on one foot and backwards on the other, it will spin you around.
In circles.
So that's what you use.
Thought you looked a bit dizzy.
That's what you use to steer, and that you don't actually have to balance yourself. The limit to the balancing that you need to do is standing up straight. You let the board do the balancing for you, and that's the biggest mistake people make when you first get on. You think, I have to try and balance this. So what actually you're doing is fighting against it. Once you stop that, and it becomes almost a bit like riding a bike, really. It becomes automatic. You don't realise you're doing it, quite natural. Yeah, it's quite a good fun.
Okay. How popular are these at the moment?
Well, they're incredibly popular at the moment, but there is a massive issue, and the massive issue is legality.
Yeah.
Now, it's now become. I believed they weren't legal from the start, but that's possibly because I was aware of the laws regarding electric bikes and things like that, and the legality. But in the UK or England and Wales, it's only legal to ride them on private property with the landowner's permission. Riding on... I'll read the official, if you like. Riding on public pavements is banned under Section 72 of the Highways Act, 1835, while riding on a public road is banned under Section 170, in brackets 2, of the Road Traffic Act, 1988. So, basically, you can't ride them on a public pavement or road. If you ride them on the road, then you're into why haven't you got insurance, tax, licence, etc. On a pavement, then it's riding a vehicle on the pavement. And
right, I do see the kids using them on the pavement.
Still using them now, and I know that our children's school have actually sent home a letter saying, please ensure your children do not arrive on these balance boards because they're going to school on them, so... It may be that the law is changed and relaxed.
Surely this is no different, really, to going to school on a scooter.
What,
going to school on one of these things?
What, electric scooter?
No,
or a
normal scooter. I mean, it's just a modern-day version of a scooter or a skateboard, isn't it?
Not really, no, because it's powered. It's powered. They are very heavy, actually.
Right.
Lifting them up, it's not like just lifting up something that's just light. It's fairly heavy, and hence... If you were to crash into somebody's ankles on one in an uncontrolled fashion, you are going to injure them because they are heavy, they're bulky. There's two very powerful motors in there which are used for powering about up to 8 miles per hour, and also getting up reasonable slopes on them as well. They work very nicely on smooth surfaces. They don't work so nicely on rough surfaces. So you go over a small bump on the pavement, that can be enough to shoot you offline if you're not on the ball.
So good at home on the Cardine floor then?
This kind of thing, carpet, floor, that kind of thing, perfect. Played around with it at work because there's a lot of space at work, going up and down the corridors to see if it was possible to do all of these things without actually making a step, and I was able to do it. It was great fun on a long corridor with a carpet on it, and also on something like an outdoor pitch, those all-weather pitches. It's good for those as well. But you have to be very careful. If you fall off them, you're falling... you're going to fall quite heavily if you're not careful. So you should wear a helmet, you should wear protection, all the things you'd wear if you were riding skateboarding. Yeah.
Wow. How much are they?
They vary in price. They vary in price from a couple of £100 up to several £100s. The one that I brought with me today was lent to me by a friend of mine, Charles. Very kindly let me borrow it. He actually bought these two online. And they had faults with them. He's repaired the faults and he's doing them up and going to be giving them away as presents. He tells me that the majority of these boards are made in the same factories in China. There's apparently 3 factories in China that are churning these out, and they are all the same, regardless of brand. I'm sure people selling them as branded, but they're generally the same workings, the same power plugs. I think they were featured on... the consumer show on BBC a few weeks ago, where some of the power plugs aren't safe to plug into the wall, not the actual thing itself. But Charles did say to me, don't leave it plugged in, charging in, because he didn't think the circuitry in there was good enough to switch it off when it was fully charged, and he didn't want to damage it. So... just be careful what you're buying, really. These are a fad. It's great fun to ride them. But, and the law may change. I think Boris was talking about changing the law in London, but we'll see.
OK.
Good laugh.
So I think there'll be a lot of kids wanting those for Christmas, won't they?
Yes, but everybody should be aware that you cannot ride them at the moment, or if you do, you're breaking the law.
Okay.
So it's important.
Interesting. Matt, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll let you whiz around the studio for half an hour if you want.
If you want me to move anything around, because it's quite powerful, I can hold on to stuff, and people, a lot of the shops have banned them. people actually have been going around supermarkets with them, pushing shopping trolleys.
Right.
And I think some of the supermarkets are now banning them.
Well, we've just had our skirting board painted, so I don't think we'll let you go.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Thank you very much. You can find out more from thegadgetman.org.uk, thegadgetman.org.uk. Matt, thank you.
Thank you.
From Matt Porter, web design at Innovation Martlesham, based at Adastral Park.